research must contribute to inclusive economic growth, that is entrepreneurship. So we had 5 thematic priorities during the conference. First was on population health and social well-being. Distinguished guests, university leaders, scholars, researchers, development partners who are here, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present the communique of the first University of Hargeisa International Research Conference held on the 17th and 18th of August 2026 under the theme Transformative Research for Sustainable Development, Global Innovations, Local Solutions. The University of Hargeisa successfully convened this international research conference, bringing together researchers, scholars from more than 17 countries across Africa, Europe, as well as Asia. So the conference has provided an international platform here in Somaliland for sharing new evidence, building partnerships, and also connecting universities with governments, development partners, communities, and also the private sector. Through keynote addresses, grand plenary discussions, the thematic panels, technical sessions we had, the poster presentations, we examined how research can actually respond to the pressing development challenges while strengthening the connection between knowledge, policy, as well as practice. So our core message is that universities must actually move beyond producing knowledge to ensure that actually the research that we're doing informs policy, improves the services, strengthens communities, and also drives innovation and contributes to national development. But why does this conference matter? This conference represents a very important milestone in Somaliland research and higher education landscape. It has actually demonstrated that locally anchored universities can actually convene an international scholarship around national and also regional priorities. It is the first time actually that we have been able to have an international research conference in Somaliland. So it's not just about University of Hargeisa, but it is Somaliland as a country. So it has also reminded us that research excellence should not be measured only by publications, global visibility, but also about the influence that we've been talking about on policy innovation, stronger services, human capital development, and also measuring impact on the society. So we had 5 thematic priorities during the conference. First was on population health and social well-being. So there's need for us to actually continue carrying out locally led research that addresses areas like maternal, newborn, reproductive health, non-communicable diseases, vector-borne diseases, as well as access to quality and equitable healthcare. Second, on education, innovation and human capital, we must prepare our education systems for the future, embrace AI and digital learning, and also strengthen postgraduate training and build stronger connections between universities, industry, and communities. And thirdly, sustainable development and economic transformation, research must contribute to inclusive economic growth, that is entrepreneurship, trade, innovation, digital skills, and also to strengthen university and industry collaboration. Fourth is on governance, peace building, and international engagement. We need evidence that is going to strengthen governance, peace, justice, reconciliation, and institutional development. Actually, it was a very good opportunity for us to learn from our colleagues from the University of Rwanda, as well as from Gulu University, on issues to do with actually transitional justice, peace, and reconciliation. So thank you so much for coming. We must also expand locally grounded research as well on climate adaptation, pastoral and food systems, natural resources, livelihoods, and also community resilience. So from these discussions, what we are calling the Hargeisa Research Agenda, the conference calls for African universities to take a stronger role in setting research agendas that are grounded in national and regional priorities. We also call for domestic as well as African financing for African-led research alongside equitable international funding. So we need to think about also how we can get donors from also Africa, because we also can get actually funding. There is some wealth that we have in Africa. So we need to come up with strategies on how we can mobilize resources and be able to fill in the gaps with resources to carry out research. We also call for more equitable North-South partnerships, stronger South-South to South, North-South-South collaboration, and greater recognition and advancement also of Somali indigenous knowledge and deeper engagement between universities, governments, industries, and the communities. Distinguished guests, our call to action is therefore very clear. We call upon universities, governments, research funders, and also development partners, the private sector, civil society, and our communities to invest in locally led research, and together we must strengthen the pathway from research, evidence, policy, practice, and impact. So looking ahead, the University of Hargeisa will build on this conference. We are going to disseminate conference proceedings. We're going to come up with policy briefs from this conference. We are also going to support publication of some of the research that has been presented here. We'll also follow up on collaborations established through these 2 days and also expand opportunities for early career researchers. We're going to strengthen the research policy dialogue and also advocate for sustainable research financing and support documentation, as well as advancement of Somali indigenous knowledge. So ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this conference, let us remember that today is not simply the end of the 2 days of discussion. It is just the beginning of what we do with the knowledge that we have shared. Let the research presented here become evidence. Let the evidence inform policy, and also let policy strengthen practice. And let better practice create real and measurable impact in the lives of the people. That is the commitment we take forward from Hargeisa. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming to this conference. We really appreciate